Welcome back to the 25th Sunday of Ordinary Time. I can't physically be in our chapel right now because there are some sisters in there praying. They're putting Christ as their priority in their life. So I decided, let's put him up behind us because it's important for today's readings. In the Gospel of today from Luke, I'm just taking a couple of sentences from there. Jesus says, "No servant can serve two masters. He will either hate one or love the other, or be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and mammon." Interesting gospel. How many of us in our daily work try to establish fame? Get on the best side of the boss so we can go up the ladder. How's about how many of us are concerned with, I've got to make money? And I'm not saying that's wrong. No, but when that becomes the be all and the end all, then there is something wrong. In these past weeks, we've seen the canonization of two young men. One only 15 years old, and he was able to live this gospel out. He prioritized God in his life, right from the age of 3. In fact, so much so, he actually brought his mother and his father to the faith. Very interesting. That young man, Saint Carlo Acutis. Yes, he was able to prioritize things, such as video games. He allowed himself only 1 hour a week. Everyday Mass, everyday communion, the sacrament of confession, and above all, his love for the Holy Eucharist. That's why that picture was so important. Jesus should be the center of our hearts. So it's easy to hear it from a sister, but I thought maybe we could hear it from a young person. And so I asked a few questions to a young lady, freshman at Mary Help Christians Academy. So Ava, can holiness really be attained by a young person today?
No, I think it's very simple to include holiness in your life.
Simple? But aren't you being afraid to be called holy, or you're trying to be a saint or something like that?
No, because we have examples of that, like Carlos Acutis, who became a saint over the last weekend when he was 15 years old.
So do you think you could do like Carlo and give up video games except for 1 hour a week?
Yes, I think it's simple to follow in his footsteps and learn to be just like him.
Is daily Mass important then for a young person?
Yes, because now you can be able to spend your time with God.
So we may not be able to go to church every day because of commitments, school, work, but we can start our day with prayer, and we can end our day with prayer, and we can make sure we go to Mass or to go to worship every Sunday. I think we can serve God and not mammon. God bless you. Know we continue to pray for you and ask you to continue to pray for us and for vocations, for the courage of young women to say yes, putting God as the priority in their life. And as usual, see you next week.